Hello, everyone. My name is Karan Ahuja. I am the Chief Information Officer with Global Impact Collective. This is our second video series. And last week, as you all know, we interviewed our President and CEO, Dave Andrews. You all got to learn more about Dave, and he also spoke about what we do within the Global Impact Collective and how you guys can get involved by either submitting a project or volunteering your time or even becoming a member within the GIC. So continuing with the series, today, as I promised 2 weeks ago, we have another member with us. He is our Human Resources Vice President and also is our Secretary. And his name is Ben Ulrich. He is a very close friend, and he studied with me at Purdue. So we have it with us today, Ben, and he's on the other line with us. So Ben, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you so much, Karan, and I'm excited to be able to share with everyone today. As Karan introduced me, my name is Benjamin Ulrich, and I graduated from Purdue in May of 2012, where I studied a triple major. So I studied cellular and molecular biology, genetic biology, and then human health and disease. And I guess I know we're going to be talking a lot about my involvement in the Global Impact Collective, but outside of the Global Impact Collective, I'm pursuing admission into medical school, specifically with a MD, PhD combined degree. And if the big question, I guess, is not what you're going to be doing in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, but in 20 years from now, I would love to be practicing in a clinic in some maybe medical academic center, and then also doing research on the side of that. So working in some interdisciplinary collaborative team. So thanks, Karan. I know we're going to be talking a little bit about the Global Impact Collective from here on out.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Ben. That was a great introduction. Why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers a little more as to what you do in your position and maybe how things have changed for you in the last year when you started at GIC. I think that'll be a great starting point for our discussion today.
Sure. As Karan said, my position is the Vice President of Human Relations as well as the Secretary. And basically, simply, what I do on the day-to-day to week-to-week basis is try to keep everyone on the same page. As we'll discuss, we have members from all over the globe and this nation, and to keep everyone on the same page and really break that boundary of distance is my responsibility. So I do the day-to-day things as setting up meetings on the right time to make it convenient for the most amount of people, keeping projects rolling and motivating individuals to keep involved in certain projects, especially with minutes and weekly discussions. So it's a fun thing keeping everyone on the same page, but I try my best.
Can you talk a little more about how do you keep people on the same page, and also about maybe how you motivate each member to make sure that they're enjoying what they're doing, and at the same time they get to know the other people within the group?
Sure. Well, as Dave discussed last week, happiness is such a critical component of our involvement in the GIC, and I believe it really is directly related to your productivity. So keeping everyone on the same page, every so often as a whole in the organization, we kind of define what we see the Global Impact Collective going on further. We're about 2 years old now, and I think it was about a year ago now, or maybe even 6 months ago, every 6 months we kind of evaluate, are we going to go more for-profit, for nonprofit? Are we an honor society? It's something that's constantly evolving. And to keep everyone on the same page, we just kind of run a survey and then just open a discussion on our bi-weekly meetings. On the motivating factor, it's really just that personal involvement. I think, Karan and everyone does a really wonderful job of just reaching out to each other and just seeing how things are going on outside of the GIC to increase that happiness and that support, because then we're all so much more productive inside the GIC.
Awesome. And actually, can you talk a little more about the conference that you guys attended in Miami? I know I couldn't make it, but I think it'll speak to the fact that how we are trying to make that culture within GIC so that everyone's happy and motivated.
Yeah, this last, what was it? I guess only a month ago, we had our first inaugural GIC conference. And this was a goal that was set out 2 years ago in Niagara Falls on our visit that Dave talked about last week, or 2 weeks ago. And really to bring kind of all these people from all over the nation together in one location, it was quite a privilege and one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. But we were able to enjoy our company, but then also present our own kind of takes. We actually did present a conference at the University of Miami, where we gave 30 minutes to 45-minute discussions on different topics, kind of related to our expertise and our views in the Global Impact Collective. So it provides an opportunity for us to come together, and we'll be having another one next year. So stay tuned for that invite. I think the public's invited, so it's going to grow each year.
Awesome. Fantastic. So let's go on from there. Before I scheduled this video interview with Ben, he reached out to me and he said he wanted to discuss something really special with our viewers today. Even I don't have any idea what that's going to be, so it's good to have a surprise. So why don't we go ahead and get started with that surprise. Ben, you want to tell us what you would like to discuss with us today?
Sure. If I could provide a title, it'd be Breaking Down the GIC Mission Statement with Benjamin Ulrich. And this kind of goes back my senior year. I got a senior superlative at Purdue, and it was the most likely to live his life through mission statement. And I think a lot of people will see why maybe by the end of this video. But I believe a mission statement goes beyond what you're going to do in that organization, but really explains how you're going to do it. So if anyone's going to ask me, what does the GIC do? How do you do it? I would point them directly to our mission statement and kind of continue as this. Just to kind of jump right in and get started, the what we do, and it really is broken into 6 parts with 2 halves. But our mission statement begins with, in order to spread good across the world, this group brings together a team of intellectual problem solvers who confront obstacles with a collective force and a pure passion. And that's what the Global Impact Collective is. It's a group of problem solvers who use this platform to bring us together our resources and to really address identified problems. Very simply put. And it continues, we work to make the world a better place by examining every alternative to a situation and using our network to find the most good option. And this is kind of outlining our scope of analysis. We're never going to take the easy road or probably the hard road. We're going to take all the roads possible. And when we take all those roads possible, we're going to gain new perspectives. And from these perspectives, we can come up with innovative solutions that maybe haven't previously been found, and to provide detailed reviews for our partners. And then this is kind of the ending of our what part of our mission statement. This group is a means of collaborating on both localized and global ideas to develop solutions to produce good. And this is our scope of our project destinations. So, for example, we've done projects in India, we've done projects domestically here in Chicago, we've done projects in Haiti. There's really no boundaries to the limit that we can kind of accomplish and where we're willing to go to accomplish our goals. So that's the what. Karan, do you have any questions on the what side of our mission statement or anything that could be clear?
No, that was fantastic. Coming from you as a surprise. It's fantastic to let our viewers learn more about what our mission statement is. So what I'll do is I'll let you carry on, and maybe you can talk about how we actually do our day-to-day activities to kind of align with our mission statement.
Thanks, Karan. And yeah, I think this is even more important. I think you can do something, but how you do something makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So to begin, each member is chosen for impeccable integrity and a proven record of success, and for exemplifying goodness. Now, at the very beginning of our organization, we wanted to know what's a good member, and I think everyone has a different definition. And so, but I think honesty and a previous record of showing that people are doing things for the right reason and not just maybe for recognition goes a long way. And this kind of just speaks to what our members are made of when they join. To continue, our decisions do not define us. Rather, we define our decisions. This might be vague, but I think what it's really reaching out to is that we have the freedom to really impact good in whatever way, in whatever form we think possible. We can take on any project. We can dream up of any outcome. And it's amazing to have this freedom as we continue to work, and it's really it's an environment that I think is unique and one of a kind. And then last but not least, and the most important part of our mission statement, which really I think brings to light what passion and great people we have, for although setbacks are inevitable outcomes at times, this group that will not give up until we redefine and accomplish our goals. And I think the world's filled with problems that are hard to solve and have heavy obstacle barriers to overcome. But the GIC is a group that will not stop until we do overcome them or redefine our goals to accomplish them in some other form. And I think that says so much because so many organizations um, don't take that extra step that the GIC is willing to take. And so I guess if you agree with what the mission statement is and how we do it, I would direct you, to our website to learn more. We have lots of more fun little tidbits on there at www.globalimpactcollective.org, and get involved. I think we'd love to have you if you connect with our what and how.
Awesome. That's great, Ben. Actually, I was going to ask you a follow-up question there. You've discussed the what component of our mission statement, and you also discussed the how component. Can you talk more about your personal involvement within GIC? Maybe a couple of projects that you've been involved in, and how your personal involvement has aligned with the mission statement.
Sure. Well, I guess so. It's 2 years old, and I was there on that trip to Niagara Falls, and kind of seen the organization develop. And since then, we've had a lot of fun projects. I think our first big project was with I guess a organization, Kids Connection Haiti, which brings I guess orphans who leave the orphanage system. So they're leaving the orphanage system, and they're providing them support through either vocational or college support and education. And that first, I think, project really defined kind of the theme of the GIC, and just the passion of helping these other organizations and seeing that difference that you're making in their lives, and being able to build relationships outside of that. So with the Global Impact Collective, our how is so important to me. I think working with people like Karan and Dave Andrews, who we saw last week, it inspires me to go further, not only in my GIC work, but outside of my work with the Global Impact Collective. And so working with these individuals over this last year, 2 years, has motivated me to work harder and just in passion on all of our projects. So yeah, it's been a privilege. We have projects starting every day, and I could go on and on probably.
Fantastic. And I guess I'll bring the conversation to our last question, which I think our viewers would love to understand as to how your involvement in GIC over the past 1.5 to 2 years has impacted your personal life. So I know you mentioned you're applying for your MD PhD program. So can you tell us more about how GIC has impacted your life outside of the work we do? What changes have been brought about through the involvement and through the conversations you have with all the members within GIC and our partners?
Right, and the GIC does a great job of being interested in what you're doing outside of the GIC, and so that support. A great example, I think, to explain the direct impacts of GIC on my life outside the organization is I was going through the long process of medical school admissions and having essays upon essays. Well, luckily, a member that we'll be able to meet in the future, Richard Severe, he's a college professor in English, and so he directly workshopped a lot with me on my many essays and papers for medical school, which is what you can see a direct impact on probably my outside life through the GIC. But I think what is even more powerful is the indirect impact, and really the friendships and the bonds that I've formed with these individuals and then organizations through the GIC, such as Kids Connection Haiti that I discussed earlier, just keeps me motivated and inspired and really just happy. And so when I'm happier, I find I'm more productive. And I mean, truthfully, I've never had better friendships than what I've developed through projects as such as through the Global Impact Collective. So
Great. So there you have it, guys. That was another view into the Global Impact Collective from the perspective of Ben Ulrich. And as he mentioned, within GIC, we strive to develop a culture where we're not only helping our partners and other nonprofit organizations, but we're trying to develop that culture where each member can help the other person. So in Ben's case, he has been able to develop that friendship with everyone and also been able to leverage the expertise in the group for his medical program applications. So that brings an end to our second video in this series. And 2 weeks from now, we'll have our third member, Rudy Singh, who will be joining us from Mumbai, India. So stay tuned till then. And then if you want to learn more about Global Impact Collective, as Ben mentioned, you can log on to our website, www.globalimpactcollective.org, or you can send us an email at info@globalimpactcollective.org. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Thank you.